Good evening. This is Alex Jones for the Evening News in the Evening. Joe Biden's going to finish Trump's wall, but not to secure the border. It's so the global elite can convince you and your family that Sleepy Joe's a good guy and it'll save American jobs. In unrelated news, Walmart now has its own airline. In international news, Fat Tire Company has to change its name because leftist sissies are offended. Different names that are being considered are Big Bone Tire, Tire of Size, and Reverse Anorexia Tire. And finally, don't drink lots of booze on your next flight. Experts are saying that low cabin pressure could decrease blood oxygen levels and that the low humidity on a plane can cause dehydration. Plus, you could get super trashed faster, end up as the next viral video star freaking out on a plane, go to jail, and be banned from flying ever again. Stay tuned for a word from our sponsor for Super Jack Pro Male Vitality. Ah!
Wow. Wow.
So my thought was, what if Alex Jones was a regular newscaster? What would that look like? And that's what I came up with.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's actually a pretty good description of how it would go. So yeah, my friend, I think you nailed it. So, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our show. Welcome to our festivity of fuckness. That is Dax in the background, and Rebel's back there too. And I'm sure Dax will be making himself known here every once in a while. So, I was hoping Butt Blaster Brody and Grandpa Chad would be here when I talked about this. Hello, Overseer. Anyone that knows, maybe Overseer might not know because he is newer to the show, but I am a huge wrestling fan. I've been for as long as I can remember. So I have a drink because Nick's going to talk about wrestling. So last week on AEW, Wednesday night, they had two big matches. Start the show and end the show. Now, both matches, one contained a former WWE wrestler that even Ryan and Sarah, and I'm sure Alex, you know, and that is Chris Jericho. The first one was just some indie guys that were having a match. Now, this match was a casket match. Now, the way wrestling usually goes is they have like their one match and then, you know, something happens. So they have like a different, like, and it builds, or like you build to the huge match. Kind of like if everybody remembers what happened with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker back in 98 when Shawn Michaels cost Undertaker the title. And when he and Bret Hart won the title. And really, people say, well, that was a fast thing. When no, him and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Undertaker had been feuding for a very long time. Anyways, it comes to a head in Hell in a Cell. If everybody remembers the first when Kane showed up, the first time Kane, there's Dax right there. The first time Kane appeared. Anyways, so they're having a coffin match, the second match they've had on TV. Now, the new wrestling fans will say, oh, but they've been wrestling all over the country and the independents for years. And like, no, we don't care about the independents. No, we need to see the match on TV in front of a crowd. Okay. So anyways, this first match, they are bleeding. Well, they both bled in both matches. Okay. So two matches, the same card, and they're bleeding like stuck pigs. Okay. Now, if you remember back in like the 90s, especially well in WWE TV and even WCW, there was like no blood, very little blood. ECW was its whole thing. But I remember thinking to myself, nobody's going to remember this. Nobody is going to remember this blood because it didn't mean anything. So then I started thinking to myself, I was trying to think like of moments from wrestling history, in especially in North America, that blood was involved. It was like, holy shit. The first one was Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. Right? Split wide open, lots of blood. Now, the one that really stuck into me was the 2001 Royal Rumble. It's a return of Stone Cold Steve Austin after being off for a year. He gets attacked coming out during the Rumble by Triple H and gets busted open, like huge, like the fucking blood. You didn't see blood like this a lot in the WWE, okay? And to this day, it sticks in my head, like just the look on Stone Cold's face. So what happens is, so he finally gets in the ring, they start to wrestle on the two, and I actually got it up here. I'm going to show you guys. The Rock and Stone Cold end up on either side of the ring. And Jim Ross, arguably the best announcer ever in the history of wrestling, just says, "Oh, they've locked eyes." And you're looking at Rock kind of looking a little like, holy shit. And Stone Cold has those ice blue eyes, and his face is just blood. And he's staring at The Rock. And The Rock gets up, and it doesn't show this part on the video I have, but Stone Cold reaches up slowly like this, and he just pulls himself up. And he's just, and you'll see the video here. There's only like a little clip, but he's just standing there. And that is etched in my head from the moment I watched it. And that is, to me, is what's big problem with wrestling now is everything is so overdone. Nothing sticks anymore. You don't remember anything because it's always high spots and it's got to be one better than anybody. So I'm going to show this whole thing. I'm bringing in at the right time. That's what it looks like. Okay, so this is the video. Let's see if I can time it just right. Okay. I think I missed the timing, but it's fine. Like, watch Austin's face. Look at. It's just etched in my head. Like, look at his face. You know,
that is pretty epic. Yes.
And that was at a time where there wasn't a ton of blood.
Yeah.
So it was like, holy crap. And I think that's a big thing that wrestlers are missing. I've said it before. I've been saying a lot about wrestling lately. Everybody dives over the ropes all the time. I remember the first big dive I remember seeing was Bret Hart diving at a pirate for stealing his jacket. You know, but I just that stuck in my brain, and I just wanted to get it out there. Like, you know, I love wrestling, but just to see stuff like that, it's just like, ugh, good Lord. So my dog is going crazy. She wants to play with the cat. So have we got a translation for that?
I am doing that right now. So what Hanema said, hello, thank you for being here. First he said, Xin Chao, which is hello in Vietnamese. And hello to Corey, hello to Big Red, hello to the Reverend.
And Sarah, and Overseer.
Yes. Thank you all for being here. I'm translating this right now on Google Translate. Unfortunately, I can't copy and paste, so I got to type it out. So it's going to take a minute. But with regards to Drink wrestling, especially with this AEW spot monkey, got to ramp it up. I've said it before, and I'll say it again for posterity. I'm sure you and the Broadster said it on the old show. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. You got to take it up a notch every time. And, well, this is where it's gotten to. Now, what are they going to do in the future to top this if wrestling is still around in the next 5, 10, 20 years? Are they going to be using trampolines to get to tables, ladders, and chairs, that are in the rafters? Like, where does it go from here?
Yeah.
That's where creative steps in, you would think.
Yeah. Hey, and before we continue, while you're going to translate that, did we get our pictures of fucking Big Red in a bikini in the lock or what?
No.
Yeah, I didn't see any. So disappointing. So disappointing. So I want to get your opinion on something because Alec Baldwin, of course, took a lot of shit for this. But what did you think of Anne Heche dying? And how about in the manner of which she died? I'm not laughing at that. I don't want to say that she died. It sucks that anyone dies. But the circumstances around her death is wow.
The only thing that I had heard about her death, well, preceding the death, and it's sad that she died, she had been driving, and apparently somehow she ended up crashing into someone's house, which completely destroyed the house. So I got that information from watching Frank's show on Thursday. And then she went into a coma, and the headlines were, it's not looking good. And then she died. So very sad. I don't know the circumstances surrounding how a person goes from road to house, but it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I heard something involving I heard something involving drugs, and because apparently, again, this is why Alec Baldwin was taking so much shit, was because she was messed up or something and drove into someone's house, but I haven't seen. Oh, yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
We need a toxicology report and a cause
Yeah,
of
they
death.
said they took one. Yeah, they took one. So
Okay, then I would wait on that before commenting further.
Yeah, I don't want to get myself into trouble. That's for sure.
Yeah. So what Hanema was saying was, I don't know anyone, but who is this person? I think this was with regards to wrestling. Drink again. So that was the gift that Nick had up, was the person in blood was Stone Cold and his opponent was The Rock. Now, if you're not a wrestling fan, that's okay. However, wrestling here in the West is kind of a big deal. It's kind of like big in the way that Jesus is big in Brazil, you know?
I will say that what wrestling isn't what it used to be. I will say that for sure. Yeah, and Hanema, if you're curious about The Rock, that's actually Dwayne Johnson, the now famous movie star. I mean, he looks different there because he's got hair and whatnot, but yeah, that's actually Dwayne Johnson from Jumanji, Fast and the Furious, Calvin and Hobbes, or whatever the fuck that one was called. Hobbes
and Shaw.
Shaw, okay, sure. Calvin and Hobbes. Whatever. I don't know. But
where's Frank to say what the fuck?
Yeah, right. What the fuck, E?
Yeah. Well, Google Translate did an okay job, I guess.
Yeah. And that's fine. You know what? We're trying to teach, and hopefully you learn. Yeah, like I'm sure you know who Dwayne Johnson is. I'm guessing. I thought he was a world famous kind of superstar. No,
I would think that he is, but then again, if people don't watch movies a whole lot, they might not know. So,
true.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Now, what was Ryan saying? How badly she was treated when she was having a mental breakdown, as what happened with Britney Spears, and also her career was ruined because she dated Ellen. I don't know about that. I did see her in a few movies post dating Ellen, but then again, Ellen's a pretty powerful person in the entertainment industry. Maybe Ellen had some bad blood with her and said, "Oh, don't hire her for this, don't do that," you know.
Yeah, I don't think that would have anything to do with it. Yeah, I mean, she was in I think she'd already broken up with Ellen. I mean, but that movie with Harrison Ford in it, when they're the married couple or whatever.
Frank said this on his show too. 6 Days, 7 Nights from I think 1997 or 98. Yeah. Overseer Hanoma, he can understand English, but he can't. He can type some of it as well. So we're trying to accommodate, you know, if he types in his language, then we can Google Translate. There's nothing wrong with learning something new. I relish in trying to learn something new because I like details. I like getting into the little things. So yeah.
So I don't know if Hanema can understand this, but this is actually really good. I'm glad he's here. This person's here because I wanted to discuss the basketball star who is now in prison in Russia. I keep forgetting her name. Alex, help me out.
I don't know.
We just talked about it.
I know, but we didn't mention the name. It's not like we're WNBA fans or anything.
WNBA star. All right. Anyways, Hanema, if you can understand what I'm saying, the question, what are the consequences for marijuana there? I'm just curious. Like, what if you were to be caught with marijuana at an airport coming into your country? What would be the penalty? So, because of course everybody already knows, WNBA star. I just had her name. Brittany Grenier has been sentenced to 9 years in prison for bringing marijuana into Russia. Now, you brought marijuana into a very hostile country to America. What did you think was going to happen? Now, get ready to drink because Joe Rogan said it best, and I'm going to find it right now. But basically, if I can paraphrase it before I say it, is it's like, don't be worried about this person because she's good at putting a ball into a hoop. How about the millions of people in the United States of America that are in prison right now over some stupid that have been in prison for years and years and years for marijuana? Hell, I don't know if everybody has seen it already, but there is a video going around on Facebook of a gentleman who says, I've been in prison for 33 years on marijuana charges. This is the first sign I see when I get out. And it's a sign that shows like a mirror, says like there's a mirror, have marijuana, like marijuana is good. This man just spent 33 years of his life in prison for marijuana. You know, so that's just, yeah, like just because she could put a ball into a hoop, she deserves any leniency. You know, like it's ridiculous. So I'm going to say, Joe Rogan. Let's see what Mr. Rogan says. All right. I think I might have found it already.
Hey, Frank.
So, all right. So, here's what Mr. Rogan said about this situation. People are freaking out about this, right? Russia needs to let her go. We have people in America locked up right now for marijuana, and they'll be locked up for fucking years. For years and years and years and years, and that's not one. There's not one. There's thousands of them. So what they're not good at throwing a fucking ball into a net? Is that what it is? They're not good at one thing that we like to watch, so fuck those people. They're not getting out. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and this isn't like she's in America. She's again in Russia.
Yeah.
Like again, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? You know, like, fuck. But anyways, so what did Hanema say by chance?
I'm sorry, but I don't know 100%, but I'm a teacher. Nice.
Oh, sweet. Excellent.
So we got an educated person here, unlike the rest of us.
Now, and maybe she is being a political prisoner. But what I don't care what if it is. I don't care if there's anybody who was dumb enough to bring marijuana into the country. I don't care, Brody. That's not the fucking point. The point is, and Joe is right. And I've been pro marijuana my whole life. You have people in America right now in fucking prison over some stupid fucking plant that you can basically put in the ground, and there it fucking is. For years and years and years, and no one's losing their shit now. Why isn't everybody protesting in the streets going, oh, all these people that are like, marijuana is legal now. Why are they still in prison? What the fuck are we doing?
Well, I think that's the thing with not just the American prison system, but with laws in general. If you break a law at the time, then you are guilty of breaking that law at the time, and you will serve out the sentence handed to you at the time. Now, there's something to be said if the law changes after you've been in prison for umpteen years, then maybe a commuting of sentence could happen. However, you still broke the law at the time, and therefore you will serve the sentence. It's a bigger discussion. It's not as simple as, well, marijuana is legal now, so everyone who was arrested, you all get out. It's not that simple.
And I understand that. But she broke the law there. Mm-hmm. Sorry about your luck. Should have made better choices. You're an adult.
Agreed. Yep.
You're a fucking adult. Live with your consequences.
And Brody made a good point. She is a political prisoner because I think they either did or they were talking about exchanging her for a not a warlord, but a gun runner. Think of Nicolas Cage's character from Lord of War. Yeah, someone that big in the weapons trading industry.
And okay, but here's another thing then. Like, why are you going to Russia right now? Like, why would you go? There's everything, all this shit that's going on with Russia. Why would you go?
Exactly.
You know, like, yeah, why would you go? Good Lord.
If she were to go in 2019, when Trump was president and relations between the US and Russia were a little bit better, then yeah, she'd have a case. But because Biden is in office and Obama didn't get along too well with Putin, then it's going to be the same with Biden and Putin. So yeah. She needs the money. Well, she's in the WNBA. I'd like to see what their salaries are.
Not good.
And he just answered it. It pays shit. That's why.
Yeah, not good. Well, hey, and whose fault is that the WNBA pays shit?
Merkel.
No, that's a debate now. There's a good debate right now. The women's soccer team has won a court case that they should be that they will get paid. I gotta find it before I say it. Like a bunch of money because they weren't as paid as good as the males, right? Soccer team court. No. It was an equal pay thing, and they ended up winning. Okay, judge approves $24 million equal pay settlement for U.S. women's soccer team. Okay. This now, if they pull in the exact same, now soccer is, of course, a sticky wicket in the USA, right? But if they pull in the same ratings, they generate the same revenue as male sports. Of course, they deserve it. Of course, they do. But I don't know enough about soccer. I've been informed, and I maybe should look more into this, is that the NBA basically is what floats to WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen WNBA clips where when you look into the crowd, there's nobody there. And that's the thing is, the Bill Burr thing resonates more and more with me. Is like, where are the feminists filling the stands? Where are all the feminists going to, like, all the Ghostbusters movie with all the women in it and the Ocean's 8 or whatever? I didn't see either one of those. I just don't care. I don't want to see them. I have no interest in seeing them. And
yeah,
really,
not because you hate women, just because you don't care for those movies.
I watched Ocean's 11. I liked it. That's where I stopped. I never watched another one. I hated, and I'll say this now, I hated Ghostbusters 2. I haven't watched Ghostbusters Afterlife yet, even though a lot of it was filmed in Fort McLeod. I still haven't watched it. It doesn't interest me. I'm not saying it to be an asshole. I'm saying it because it doesn't fucking interest me. Same with women's sports. Actually, I will. But I tell a lie there. I like watching women's hockey. I don't mind watching some women's hockey. Not at all. But to put them on the same level, you can't. Soccer, maybe. I don't know what. But then again, this is also the team that said, oh, they could play as well as the men, and then got destroyed by a fucking group of 15-year-old, high school students, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good one right there. Man arrested in a local park for practicing karate at Swans. Yes. And I think okay, so if
some of them, I think some will sign up, like a small percentage.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. And to catch up with Hanema, the way Google translates this is glass for Ukraine. Okay. Glass for Ukraine it is. Ship all your window panes over there.
Okay, so Brody's comment, women's curling is fantastic to watch. Okay, that's a thing. That is a sport where I can go, all right, like they're equal. But when I watch basketball, I mean, I don't watch it anymore because I'm annoyed by basketball. But like when I used to watch with Jordan and stuff, I want to see dunks. I want to see fucking Shaquille O'Neal breaking rims. I want to see, that's what I want to see. It's same when it comes, to soccer, yeah, not so much. But yeah, basketball, but that's why women's football would never work. But even though I will say, if you ever saw the lingerie football, when they hit each other, they fucking hit the shit out of each other. Woo! Colleague that a client number in European goes dildo made from her. Just wow, that's disgusting.
You can do that when they're not dead. Yeah, you can make your own genital mold.
Yeah,
at
plaster
home.
caster.
Yeah.
Isn't that a famous woman? She like was plaster casting like famous guys' schlongs. Yeah, and I think she has like Jimi Hendrix and Gene Simmons. Let me look it up.
Okay, justice for Ukraine sounds a lot better than glass for Ukraine. So yes, I don't know why Google Translate didn't do that correctly, but I kind of had a feeling that's what you were trying to say. But you know what? I like glass for Ukraine. Let's start shipping our mugs over there.
Okay, so plaster caster. She's a woman. Synthia. Celia. She has plaster casters of famous penises, and her first one of her first included her first one of Jimi Hendrix's penis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mixed teams in the NHL and the NBA. Ooh, that would be interesting. I'm not a sports fan, but sure, let's try it. Let's see what sticks to the wall when we throw absolutely every idea at it. And Wade, thank you very much for the like on Facebook. It is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, she's got like a bunch of penises. I'm actually seeing if anyone else famous, but yeah, she has a bunch of plaster casted penises. Yep.
That is an interesting underground market, I think. If morticians have to do a plaster cast on some celebrity who's lusted after by women for years and years, and so he makes the plaster cast of the junk and then sells it on eBay or in private to the highest bidder, that could be a decent short film, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for tuning in, Brody. I would watch Better Call Saul too. So thank you. You can always come back to us later.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's just interesting, right? So, but we won't tell your government. You don't worry about that. Your secret is safe with us. Your secret is definitely safe with us, Hanama. So,
see, we won't say it, but you're saying it on YouTube, which is publicly accessible to pretty much anyone on the planet. And unfortunately, we do feature all comments. So kind of screwed yourself over, I guess. I'm sorry. No, I don't think they'll come after you for that. Hopefully,
I think it'll be fine.
In the East, they will catch up with the progressive thought in the West and kind of do away with laws against stuff like that, you know? You got into vinyl. Are you getting that old already?
What about the gentleman that was stabbed in the neck? See that? I had it yesterday. Can I find it in my...
When and where was this?
In New York, on stage.
Oh, Salman Rushdie.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, he did write a book called The Satanic Verses, and I think it was the Iranian government at the time put out a fatwa on him. So it doesn't matter how long it's been between then and now. So there's always going to be somebody gunning for you. And they got him this time around.
Yeah. Wow, he survived.
Yeah, he's like 80 something now.
Yeah, like wow.
Jesus.
Yep. Again, religion. Hate it.
Yeah.
Like I hate religion, and that's why.
But then again, we can get into semantics about sports being a kind of religion and science being a kind of religion, and then people, branching off into little groups and fighting over stuff like that. So religion does do some good.
Yeah, sure.
But in terms of the people who take it too far, like in that case, yeah, the hell with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they should incorporate some weed into their religion.
Yeah, it might help them out a little bit, actually.
I think Joe Rogan had a bit about that in his second comedy album.
Oh? About
Yes.
who?
Oh, yeah. He was in Shiny Happy Jihad. He was saying instead of dropping bombs, they should just blanket the country. And I think it was in the Middle East. He didn't say what country, but it was 2006 that he released the album. So you can guess what country he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Just blanket the country with weed smoke, give it a few hours, and then let's see what happens. Maybe they'll hash it out by then. You know, they'll all be mellow.
Probably not.
I heard that about Lyndon Johnson. I don't know if it's true. I don't care if it's true. That's just weird.
Lyndon Johnson had a huge Johnson. I like it. It works. Ow. It really works. Hey, would you go away? Hi. So what else we got on the agenda?
So remember, those of you who are not in Canada, we had this thing early in the year called the Freedom Convoy in late January, early February. Well, there was a news story that I saw today discussing a public inquiry into the use of the Emergencies Act that was invoked during that time. And that public inquiry will kick off on September the 19th. So everyone who's interested in the freedom, set your clocks. If I can work my calendar for Monday, September 19th. I don't know what time it's starting. Monday, but it's going to happen on Monday. So y'all might be thinking, well, this ain't such a big deal, is it? Well, my grandfather went through Vietnam. Yeah, there were some people who went through Vietnam. Now, again, it's not always the people of the country. It's sometimes the governments of the country, and by blanket statements, the people get sucked in as well. So, yeah, I'm sure Overseer and Hanama can get along, but because things happened in the past, and that has no reflection, hopefully, on what we're talking about right now. But the public inquiry, from late January to February 19th, protesters in downtown Ottawa rallied against pandemic restrictions and blocked neighborhood access and main arteries around Parliament Hill by clogging the streets with trucks and other vehicles. And if it was true about what I heard and saw in posts by Ottawa residents, some of the convoy people were also urinating and defecating in the lawns and yards of people who lived in that area, which, not to apply a blanket statement, but it doesn't make your group look entirely good. However, if all the bathrooms were closed, you got to go somewhere. So I can kind of see their point.
Yep.
Oh, you got a show coming up.
Yeah, it's a little thing called Cornfest. Yeah. Chadney will be here, eating his pudding in the front row.
I think what I'm going to do for that, I'm going to find a picture of an old man in a wheelchair, and I'm going to badly Photoshop, because I am bad at Photoshop, badly Photoshop Chad's face on there, and the old man will be holding, like, I don't know, a big old thing of pudding.
I say that jokingly, Mark. I can't wait. I love Cornfest. I love to go up. It's different. It's such a different feel too, because it's at night, and Shad from Sound Barrier Entertainment does the sound, and he's so great with the lights, and like he just knows how to time the lights right and whatnot. So yeah, it is. You know, I know it's the end of summer, and a lot of kids are bummed out, but I'm happy because, well, first off, we get out of this fucking heat wave, and yeah, me and the guys are on for an hour and 20 minutes. So
that's a long set.
Yeah, man. So, oh yeah, it's awesome. Okay. Bye, Hanema. Thank you, bud. Check it. Go back and check the archive. Have fun with it. Thank you for checking us out. Tell your friends.
Thank you for being here.
Yes,
we really
thank you very much
appreciate
for
it.
being here.
Thank you. You see this little limerick by our red friend?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, see, even for an old man who's a father who utilizes dad jokes, this was too much for him, this one.
Lame.
Yeah. Oh, but at least she tried.
Yeah, she did.
$32,000
Yeah,
worth of
he does some impressive sound. He does a great job, and I'm really I want to kind of prod Mr. Garner. We have a really good spot on Cornfest, but sure would like that Saturday night spot before the Chevelles. Because they're the big act. They've been the headliner on Saturday night forever and ever and ever. I'm not trying to be picky. I like that I'm one of the we're in one of the 4 main spots, which is awesome. But I would love to be the Saturday night before the Chevelles. I think that'd be awesome.
You might have a few years to go before you get there. You got to prove yourself, boy.
Well, we're 5 years running. This is our 3rd Corn. This will be our 3rd. Yeah, would have been 4th, but we had that little thing called COVID. So
the thing that took away my freedom.
My freedom, America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched a horrible fucking movie this weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Fuck. I gotta look for it now. I don't have Netflix anymore, so Colin and the kids watched the movie with us, and his girlfriend let us use her Netflix and watch it. It was so fucking bad. And it was supposed to be all good, and it was horrible. I'll have to get back to that because I gotta find it.
I watched a pretty bad movie from last night. What was it called? It was from this year. Oh, it was only about an hour and a half. No, it was an hour and 40 minutes long before credits. It wasn't very good. Jesus, Bruce Dern was in it for a minute, and so was. I'm going to look it up because I don't recommend this movie. So if you're watching, Frank, you can skip this one.
Yeah, I'm asking Colin to ask his girlfriend what movie. It was fucking awful. It was so bad.
Okay. From 2022, it stars Shane West, Stephen Lang, Vanessa Williams, and Sarah Hay and Annapurna Sriram. It's called Mid-Century. I love Stephen Lang and I love Bruce Dern. I don't know much about Shane West, but this was a terrible movie. Do not recommend Mid-Century.
Seeing if I can find it right now. No, it wasn't that. Yeah, it was fucking awful.
But I'll tell you a movie that I do recommend that I watched before the show.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Amazon Studios. It's from 2019. It stars Adam Driver, Annette Bening, John Hamm, Ted Levine, Corey Stoll. It's called The Report. And it's all about the CIA's use of enhanced interrogation techniques after 9/11, when they had rounded up people who they thought were high up in Al-Qaeda. You know that when George Bush said, "We do not torture." Well, enhanced interrogation is just a euphemism for torture. Now, I understand that it was post 9/11 and you had to try and save American lives. So, well, we got to compromise on our principles. But the depths that the CIA went to, it's kind of a little bit, overboard. Rendition is another good one. That's with Jake Gyllenhaal from 2007. Same kind of idea. Struggling with, well, how far is too far when trying to get viable information out of potential terrorists?
I've been distracted.
I
don't know how I feel about this. Hellraiser 2022. Hellraiser is an upcoming and American supernatural horror film directed by David Buckner with a screenplay by Ben Collins and Luke Pritchard-Skibber. For a screen story they co-wrote with David Glory, intended to serve as a reboot to Clive Barker's 1987 film with the same name and the 11th installment of the overall franchise.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I'm conflicted.
Me too.
However, looking up the director and seeing his credits, The Night House from 2020, that was a good one. The Ritual, I saw that one. That was pretty good.
Oh,
Before that, Southbound. Ooh, that's a good horror anthology. VHS, another good horror anthology. And his debut directorial feature from 2007. I love this movie. It's called The Signal. I freaking love that movie. That is a great movie.
okay. The movie we watched this week was called The Turning. It was fucking awful.
The Turning?
Yep.
The Turning. I may have seen that.
It was
2020.
fucking awful.
Mackenzie Davis, Finn Wolfhard.
Mm-hmm. It was fucking awful. Awful. It tells you.
I don't think I've seen this. It sounds familiar, but I may be thinking of something else.
Yeah, it was awful. So don't even waste your time. Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, Mackenzie Davis. So this is basically a babysitter in a mansion, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, it wasn't great.
No, it was awful. It was fucking awful. And, like the end just ended. It's like, what? Like, yeah, stupid.
Yeah, I'm looking at quite a few movies that were released last year and this year on the IMDb, and the ratings for a lot of them are either 5 or below. So I don't know what the hell's going on. The pandemic just messed with people's creative ability, I guess. I was going to mention, and I should have done this a few weeks ago, how Ghislaine Maxwell, our favorite criminal of the moment.
She's a criminal.
She was transferred to a low security prison in Florida. So maybe we'll see in the next few months either she commits suicide or she escapes or she just disappears because she's in minimum security.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing to bet money on it at this point, but
no, me neither.
I want to see the sequel to Orphan as well. Orphan was a good movie.
Yeah, I just saw that they were doing a sequel.
Yeah, Isabel Furman. How often have you been on public transit in your life?
Okay, so not much, but the times I did go were interesting. The one I actually went on, to be honest, it's been twice. I was on the Calgary C train and basically went from one end of Calgary to the other, which was cool seeing everything, right? I remember coming through Calgary and like we were going to party with a friend, but we had a Airbnb. We left all our shit there, right? And the guy with me said, "Oh, we can't bring a bag on the C train." And in walked this dude on the second stop that we hit, and he's got a hockey bag full of shit. It's like, okay. And then the first time I've been on some buses, but I don't remember them, and a couple taxis. But the second one was the first time was Brody and me. Brody and I were in Seattle to see GNR, which just was last weekend. That's where I got that kick-ass poster. And we parked down at the stadium, got on, and then just took the subway or whatever you want to call it into downtown Seattle. And there was a crazy woman or crazy dude yelling about Hillary Clinton and her private areas and jumping up and down. And then on the way back to the stadium, this old Asian couple came into the subway, and me and Brody said, "Here, have a seat." And they both stared at us like we had shit hanging out of our mouths. And they're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, we're both like, "Of course, yes, here, have our seats," right? You know, like, but then I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're in America and they treat everybody like shit, right? They don't, right?" Hey,
I gotta disavow that one.
No, and hey, this is also the same trip where Brody held the door open for somebody, and the guy looked him dead in the face and said, "I didn't ask you to fucking hold that open for me."
Wow.
Yeah, so my experience in Seattle, anyways, you're a bunch of assholes. Yeah, because that's what happened. Yeah, like, well, okay, so that one guy was an asshole, but then like that Asian couple just stared at us because we offered them our seat. So, anyway, so why do you ask?
I ask because there was a news story on MSN almost a month ago. It was July 22nd. The title is "Are Canadians More Polite?" U.S. woman films transit goers thanking bus driver. And when I would take public transit here in the Greater Vancouver Regional District on a regular basis, it would happen quite often where when people were getting off the bus, they would thank the bus driver. Thank you, driver. Thank you. Thank you. And I myself, I thought it was kind of strange at first because you're thanking someone for doing their job, but I don't see it as a courtesy. I just see it as part of their job. But I guess if some people want to thank them, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I guess the point that this person was making, because there was a viral video from TikTok that had more than 10 million views at the time of the publication of this story. She was asking, actually, she was saying, "Keep it up, Canadians. Shame on anyone who doesn't say please, thank you, or excuse me. I'm sorry." And someone responded with, "Do you guys not thank your bus driver in the rest of the world?" And then there were a bunch of replies from the United States where people were doing exactly that. So this idea that Canadians are stereotypically nice and polite, at least in the part of the world that I'm currently residing in, definitely not true. Because I see it on the roads. I see what with people driving, of course. I still see litter and garbage on the sidewalk. I see disregard for common sense and common courtesy. So, and of course, Canadians in other parts of the country will say, well, that's because Vancouver doesn't represent the rest of Canada. Perhaps not, but it's still part of Canada. So again, I'm challenging this stereotypical idea of Canadians being overly nice and polite.
And then I will interject by also saying I have been here in Tabor and stood behind somebody that I wanted to drop kick in the back of the skull because they're standing in it was KFC. I want a bucket of chicken. I want fries. I want a salad, and I want 2 liters of Pepsi. Oh yeah, I took everything in my fucking being just not to be like, how about a please and thank you? Just one. You know, there was one gentleman when my son was working at the gas station that he walked in, like, he, of course, doesn't know that's his father. And I was just standing waiting because I wanted to talk to Cole. The guy walks in, walks up to the counter, looks at my son and takes the money and goes, 20 on 5, and walks away. Oh, it took everything in my being not to fucking grab him. Like, and just be like, excuse me. I just,
Full disclosure, I think at this point we've only got the regulars watching, and Nick has told this story before, but I don't tire of it. As a matter of fact, it's a go-to just to prove the point that not all Canadians are nice people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not at all. Not like, my gosh, going to any state, it's everywhere. I don't get it. Like, and Sarah will attest to this. Like, even as adults, and I've said this many times before as well, I will be with my father and be like ordering food, and you don't say like, please quick enough, and he'll be like, excuse me. It's like, Dad, I barely finished talking. Like, Sarah will attest to that. He still does it to this day. You know, like, well, I don't know. He doesn't leave the house anymore, but I'm sure if he did, if he went to a restaurant, I almost want to see if I can drag him out of the house. I don't think there's any restaurants in Mackenzie anymore we could take him to, but just to test it. Just to see and not say it. And this is what Dad would be like. I can hear it. But I'm that way with Colin. But I think I've done a good job of raising I didn't make him take his hat off last time we were in a restaurant because he had just got off work and his hair was like, but if we've come home and showered and we're going out for dinner, I don't have to tell him. He takes his hat off. That's the way I was raised too. I go in and eat, my hat comes off my head.
Yeah.
That's just the way. And I saw another guy do that on Saturday. Me, Cohen, Kim went out for dinner, and he had taken his hat off to sit down and eat. It was nice to see. It was nice to see that it still happens.
Yeah, without prompting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, really nice.
I would love to troll your dad one day, if I could, in person, and say, hello, thank you, yes, please, yes, Mr. Broadbent, thank you, hello, yes, thank you, yes, please, thank you, sorry, yes, thank you, sorry, yes, thank you, please. And just walk away, having just exploded all the politeness at him, just to mess with him.
I can hear him already. Yep, that's Bruce's kid.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. And Dad ain't here to chime in with his old grumpy old man comments.
Are you guys melting out there?
It is quite warm, but we did have some cloudy periods yesterday. Or pardon me, Saturday.
We've had nothing, dude. We've been in like the 30s, mid 30s, like forever.
Well, at least you can get a tan.
Yeah.
And thank you to Trevor G on Facebook for giving us a like. Yeah. Hey, thank you.
So have you seen people, and I don't care because have people been losing their mind over this? I think he's African-American guy stating he'd be interested in portraying Professor X in the MCU. Giancarlo S, I guess, Mexican.
Oh, Giancarlo Esposito. Great actor.
Yeah,
great
and I guess I don't think who cares? Like, who cares? It's not fair to do to compare to like well, I guess he's kind of saying like, he's going to be inevitably compared to Patrick Stewart. And really, Patrick Stewart was the perfect Xavier X. Like that's a hard one to top. Because even the guy that played young Xavier or young Professor X, like he did okay. The guy from
James McAvoy.
Yeah, he did okay, but fucking Patrick Stewart nailed it so good, right?
Yes.
That's one of those things like Wolverine. They might find another Wolverine. Is he going to be as good as Hugh Jackman? It's hard when the guy's like into that, like, right? So
look at Big Red's comment. And the driver tries to shag it. Well, that's kind of biased because it's you. Anyone else there? No, the driver would not say, "Oh, the bus is broken down," and then try to shag it. No, you, yes. Everyone else, no. So what does that tell you?
Well, if I were driving a bus and you were in it, I'd be breaking it down too.
You'd be crashing it.
Oh no, we've crashed. We must make love before we die. Oh no.
But there's not a scratch on you. Shut up. Take it off.
Ow. Oh, it's all internal. It's all internal.
Another heat wave. Well, it's either we complain about the snow and the rain and the sleet, or we complain about the heat. I mean, come on.
See, I would rather be cold though, because I can always put like an extra layer on myself, and I'm always really warm, always. So like, I'm just always warm. Well, it usually drives Kim nuts because I got air conditioning on and she's freezing.
Do you find that women are generally cold? Cold. I worded that wrong, and now I'm gonna.
Yes, no. I have no problem saying it. My wife is always freezing, and I'm dying. And it's a true statement. It's not, you're not being mean saying it. Women seem to be genuinely cold.
I especially remember when we would hang out in the foyer in high school. At least a few of the girls would say, "I'm so cold," and despite it not being the dead of winter, meaning November, December, January, October, February, March. "Oh, I'm so cold."
Yeah.
Jolene would prefer the cold. Oh yeah. You wearing a t-shirt or you wearing a... No, I'm kidding. Gotta mess with you.
Oh yeah. Well, I wish Big Red would have said it. Instead of been like, "Yeah, I'll get you warm, baby." Come on, baby, light my fire. Wow.
Your ex was always cold. Is that why she's your ex? Are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. She got it. She got it.
All right. Well,
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want any further legal action. Hey, yeah. That's a ticket. Temperature wise. Yeah.
That's a ticket. Ain't no
Yeah, that's a
frontin',
ticket.
ain't no tripping. So I shared something the other day on Facebook, and it says when you pick up a stick and you're 8 years old, but it's slashed out, it says 47, and you pretend you're Conan, and I still do it. Conan, the first Conan was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
I know Schwarzenegger was in it. I think it was from
James Earl
82.
Jones. Yeah, so
And Earl Jones.
Yep.
I remember. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, we're badasses. Yeah.
Wow. I think there are health problems associated with extremities always being cold, like fingers and toes. You might want to look into that.
Like so this pointer finger is it gets in the winter, it gets cold and hurts because like I've cut it out a bunch of times, so I'm sure I got some nerve damage in it, right? I'm positive that I do. So when it gets cold, it hurts. Like it freaking throbs. So I'm actually a Canadian badass. Thank you.
You can roll with rock, or you can suck my dick.
I'm a porno flick. I like amazing grace. I'm gonna fuck some hoes after I rock this place.
Years later, I can still do it.
Yeah, Kid Rock. Fuck. Kid Rock.
There was an article I saw, and cue the conspiracy theorist saying, "See, we told you so. See, Alex Jones was right. Rainwater is now unsafe to drink due to, quote, forever chemicals, unquote, study says."
That wouldn't shock me.
There's a place, it's a study published by scientists from Stockholm University and ETH Zurich that rainfall in extremely isolated regions has concerning levels of hazardous human-made chemicals, which suggests that there is no longer a place on Earth where rainwater is safe to drink. Well, this is where you pull out the old, what filter is that you attach to your kitchen sink, and a Brita filter.
Suck it!
Yeah. So no one can have rainwater anymore because of chemicals, apparently. And I haven't looked at the comment section. Oh, the first comment when I open it up, more liberal funded fiction, pure propaganda. I love these people who just completely disregard all of this and say, oh, it's because of the liberals. It's because of the left. It's because of the globalists. Not having any regard for people who have done the research. It's just like the scientists who developed the vaccines in 2020. No, it was the globalists. It was the government who did it. So if you were to meet these scientists and these people who are sharing information in real time between May and October of 2020, if you were to talk to them in person, would you say, oh, you're just you're an actor. You didn't actually do anything. Completely disregards everything they had done up to that point.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the information would be. Like right away, it's a conspiracy. It's just like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Yes, because of the amount.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna say when you're reading and it's just like do a little more math instead of just automatically like, it's all the globalists and it's and it's all this conspiracy and because it's as soon as they read it, right? And then some guys on there fucking go
the
like
Bilderbergs.
I like the phrase. And it's just like, because that's where they go to. Like, it's not gonna, like, I guarantee you they read the first half of it and then they were like,
Illuminati confirmed.
I got that out of the way now. So it's because it doesn't matter. It's a situation where it'd be like, okay, well, the sky's blue. No, it's pink. Well, sometimes it is, like in the mornings or at night. No, it's always pink. Okay.
Hashtag my truth, bro. It looks pink to me, therefore it's pink.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see in my world, bro. I love this. The Queen of Canada QAnon followers were arrested in Peterborough, Ontario for trying to arrest police because of orders they were given. I love these sovereign citizens who try to perform citizens' arrests as if that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you're going to catch a law enforcement officer, a Leo, when they're actually doing something wrong, okay, you got a point, but it has to be, pretty clear that they're doing something wrong at that moment, not just walking up to an officer and saying, I'm performing a citizen's arrest on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Maybe you got to read between them lines.
And as I lined, I mean your legs. Me. Like this. Just saying.
Fucking dad jokes.
Right. Where are you going? All right.
Gordon isn't here, but I wanted to share what Gordon had been taken down from Facebook for a while, put in Facebook jail.
Okay.
Because I thought it was really interesting. So apparently this is the picture that got Gordon put in Facebook jail for I don't know how long. Now I'm going to put this picture up for the purposes of discussion, not to, be edgy and stuff. And if we get taken down from Facebook, then I would like to know why. But it's even on the Reddit thread that I found this on that Gordon linked me to. And Gordon, thank you for that. This picture is rated NSFW, not safe for work. And I kind of struggle to understand why. But then again, I do understand why for reasons of common sense. So here is the picture. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a Matrix reference.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why would that be rated NSFW? Well, perhaps, I'm going to put up the picture again, because the person is eating a silica gel packet. And of course, if you find a silica gel packet, it says on it, do not eat. So maybe for reasons of public safety, it was rated NSFW, because if children see it, of course, we all know what what impression media has on the young mind. So looking at it from that perspective, okay, I could see why it's rated NSFW. But, and I'll put up the picture again, if someone's going to say, they're hiding this picture because they don't want us to realize the truth. What? No, wrong. Wrong. This is not we're trying to keep you asleep and in the Matrix. It's because you're not supposed to eat silica gel packets.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah.
That's as simple as it is. You're not supposed to eat this.
But why a person would be put in Facebook jail over that picture makes absolutely no sense to me. So I disagree with Facebook on having done that to Gordon.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. Yeah, that's but everybody, it's I don't know. It'd be I don't know.
I don't know if it could be taken that way, but even then, it doesn't say anything about Zuckerberg. It says nothing about Meta. It doesn't say anything about his virtual world. It's just waking you up from the Matrix kind of thing. I think it would be a stretch to try and compare it to Zuckerberg's virtual world.
Well, can I be honest with you? It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get the point. I don't get the point of the picture. I don't understand. Like, to begin with, I don't get the point. So, anyways. All right, we're gonna share some fun stuff now. I just found this, and this is kind of true. Not all the time, but because I think a lot of people get really dramatic about how their life really is. But this could be sum up your life. This could sum up being an adult some days. I think so.
Yeah.
The fucking level, eh? Jesus, like look at that.
Good
I
Lord.
got a kick out of that. Yeah, wow.
I miss playing that game so much.
It was fun back in the day. I just, maybe one day when I get the my man room back and what I have a pair. All right, then there's that.
You know what, Brian? If he's playing the piano with a tiny dick, then I don't think there would be a problem with it. But if it's just him standing there with it in this day and age, I think he'd be taken down for that. When did you post that? That's what I'd like to know. And Nick, are you not in your man cave now?
No, this is the office. No, we
Oh.
kind of have the upstairs. Yeah, this is just the spare room, and then my TV and stuff. We gave Cole in the basement. So,
Basement dweller. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the new basement rat. Excuse me. You calm down over there. She's wrestling with the cat. Get him. Get him. Get the kitty. Get him. Go get him. Yeah, get him. So what's up?
Well, in Facebook's defense, Ryan, it was 2015. Everything was crazy. No one knew what was offensive and what wasn't. That's why you got away with it. But I'm sure someone now will go back and they'll tag it and then you'll be put in jail. I could just, in this day and age, you don't know. Oh, and you're getting some orders.
I know she's not even here, and there's great. People have to drink now because now we're getting drama. You're not even here. She's well entertained right now, hun. She's wrestling Bruno. Get him. Get him.
Yeah, they're getting their exercise.
Yeah. Get him. Fight him. Yeah, get him. Arr, arr. Well, okay, so cancel. We're talking about canceling shit. We heard the stuff going on lately with Metallica and Stranger Things, and people want to cancel them now because Jason Newsted doing apparently the Hail Hitler symbol back in 1991. 91.
If we're going to cancel people for that, there's a guy, he's not alive anymore. His name was David Bowie. And in one of the concerts he did, he dressed in full Nazi regalia. So let's go back and cancel him, shall we?
But this is also, so the TikToker that did this too, also said that, Metallica, four white dudes. Could the fucking bass player be any more Mexican?
Well, the current bass player, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. This guy, yeah, but she said four white guys and showed a picture of the new band. But then showed a video of Jason Newsted from 1991.
Yeah.
And then something I found very interesting is that apparently James Hetfield had said the N-word back then too, and Axl Rose confirmed it. Axl, you shouldn't be throwing those, and I love GNR, but you shouldn't be throwing those rocks and glass houses, buddy, because one of your songs off Guns N' Roses Lies, you actually say the F word and the N word in the song.
Whoa. Cancellation confirmed.
In one in a million, he says it. Yep. Oh, not only that, a Mexican bass player, and I'm pretty sure, I think I saw Kirk Hammett is actually of Filipino descent.
That would make sense, yeah.
Well, could be mistaken. But yeah. So, but anyways, that they're trying to cancel.
Now look at Big Red's comment. Sitcom called Heil Neighbor about Hitler and Eberbro. That's a comedy if I've ever seen a setup for one. That's great.
Wow, that's amazing.
I wonder if it's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood with Eddie Murphy goes up to the door. Who is it? Something like that. Slapstick comedy.
Yeah, in my neighborhood, this is how we answer the door. Who there?
What a pitiful world this is. That reminds me of the NASCAR driver who got canceled because his dad said something terrible in the 1980s. Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
Obviously, I didn't do my research on this one. I bet Ryan's furiously typing it in right now.
His name.
Oh yeah, yes, I saw that movie. It's a good movie too. Guess Who's Back, I think it's called. I'll look it up. Yeah, it's like from 2015 or something.
So they're actually chasing NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin for posting hilarious racist Asian Family Guy meme. And it's that one where like the Korean driver, she's like, how many signals do I need to turn to go across all 4 lanes? Okay, here I go. Good luck now. And she just fucking goes across all the traffics. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Or it's Look Who's Back from 2015. That's a good one. I like that one.
That's a dinosaur one, right? No, that's Look Who's Back, not Guess Who's Back.
Uh-oh. Now we're getting off into the weeds with
Would you two stop it? He's not happy. Well, no, she's bugging him. Like the dog wants to wrestle, and the cat's just like, fuck! Leave me alone! Does that count as family drama?
Yes.
Oh, take a shot.
They are family.
Take a shot. Shot!
Yeah, Look Who's Back, a dinosaur story. That's the tagline I used for the very first episode of this show.
So now Niskers is coming around the corner like, what the fuck's going on over here? All right. Feel like we're hitting a wall. We got any Karen videos?
I do.
Yes. Yeah, that's right, Rebel. We're excited.
I don't know if I'll play all of this one, but I'll at least play the beginning because, as usual, it devolves into name calling, and we all know where that goes.
Hey.
Turns into dead air. This one I have labeled as Phlegm Karen because of the assault, the egregious assault that she commits or appears to commit. We will see what happens.
Yes, move her out the way, please. We got kids and babies over here. Move. Wow. Wow.
So to me, it looked like she was coughing at him.
Yeah.
You know how people like to troll doing that? Yeah.
Yeah. Which even if this wasn't in a pandemic, or when would that ever be right to do that to somebody? When in human history would it ever be okay to do that to a person?
When you think you're dealing with a bunch of sissy liberals.
America! Fuck yeah!
Oh, she's spitting.
So there is a clear-cut case of spitting. Although, if I were to remember the Seinfeld episode, I would have to, pause it and zoom in order to see the spit flying. Yeah.
Wow.
I got it all on camera.
Yes, I paid for it.
No, you did not. I canceled after transaction, ma'am. Please exit.
Give me a receipt.
Do you not need a receipt? You
I
wait,
will
no,
wait
sir.
here under your arrest.
Got it.
Citizen's arrest, she says. So apparently she was making a transaction. She got belligerent. I don't know what happened before the video, but I guess she got belligerent with an employee. The employee cancels her transaction. Now she's asking for a receipt. And it is her right to ask for a receipt to make sure the transaction was canceled.
Yeah.
Wow. 25th anniversary for South Park.
Man, I gotta get Paramount Plus just because I want frickin' the new Beavis and Butthead.
I did the Amazon Prime trial for 30 days of their movie collection is okay, but I would be very hesitant to recommend it to anyone else. Reason being, I signed up on, I think it was July the 6th, and it was in the evening. It was like 10 o'clock, July the 6th. So I get an email that night saying, okay, you got 30 days for Amazon Prime. 30 days. keep in mind there are 31 days in July, so I should have it till August 5th. I watch a bunch of movies. On the morning of August the 4th, I log in to my Amazon account and I can't access any of the Prime videos. On the morning of the 4th of August. So I I go into live chat with their customer service and I decide, okay, maybe they're doing a really technical thing where they say 30 days starts on the morning of July the 6th, like 12:01 a.m. and ends on August the 4th at 11:59 or August 3rd at 11:59. Maybe that's how their math works, and that's fine. So I get on with a live customer chat and I say, okay, I'd like to cancel my Amazon Prime 30-day trial. The response I get is, upon looking, no subscription found. And I say, okay, thank you. And that's it. I look at my Visa statement on August the 6th, and I've been charged for a month of Amazon Prime because the agreement is after the 30 days, if you don't tell them that you're canceling, they automatically assume that you're continuing on and you're paying month by month. But to try and cancel Amazon Prime, there is no clear way to do it. And again, I had confirmed that my subscription for the trial had ended on the 4th. Then they charged me on the 6th. So I get on with another customer rep in the live chat and I say, I confirmed that it was ended on the 4th. I would like it refunded. And they said, no problem. And they did refund it. So moral of the story is, if you're going to go with that, you got to be extremely careful. And I had done my research as to where to go on Amazon Prime in order to cancel. But that link didn't take me to where I thought it had taken me. Yeah. So there was no way to cancel. There's no button that says, would you like to cancel your 30-day Prime subscription? So word to the wise, be extremely careful with all that stuff.
I gotta get the kid to put the dog on.
Oh, this is great. I love this comment from Ryan. If you do not know what indictable offenses are, you could be charged. Yes, very good. I like that. So then people have to do the research as to what is considered an indictable offense in Canada and when is it appropriate to attempt to make a citizen's arrest, be it on another citizen or a police officer, or, law enforcement officer, because they're not here to protect and serve. They are here to enforce laws. It's a very important distinction. Police officers are here to enforce laws. They are law enforcement officers. They are not here to protect and serve. I believe this was part of a court case in the United States at some point in time. I don't know when. Didn't do my research on that one. Yeah. You always got to do your research. I couldn't find an email address for customer service, so I had to get in the live chat. But the live chat did the job as well.
Good, though.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, sorry. Keep going. If you've got more to go, keep going, buddy.
I'm just going to hammer the point home that you got to do your research before you try anything that is free, quote unquote, for 30 days, be it Amazon or Netflix or Paramount or anything that says it's free. Look for that fine line, that fine print. Read it.
Well, I'm even seeing now banks are offering to notify you, like if you for those, just to make sure you don't get the renew, that when the trial's over, it'll remind you that, hey, you got this still, that it's coming out. And it'll fair enough, because they technically haven't stolen it yet.
And if I remember correctly, grocery stores tell their employees not to chase after a shoplifter or a suspected shoplifter after they have left not the premises, not the parking lot, the store. Once they
Yeah.
go out those doors, do not pursue because their insurance will not cover you if you get hurt. So
And that makes
word
sense.
to the wise.
Yeah.
But if you want to try out some wrestling moves and you're just another customer and you feel like, being the hero, you could try it. I don't endorse such behavior or action, but if you want to help out the store. Ooh, nice. Now, Ryan, were you doing that for like 8 hours a day and having to change clothes every few hours so people don't recognize you? Having to get into costumes and stuff, going around in a wheelchair dressed as an old man and then having a cane and a different change of clothes 3 hours later?
Right.
That would be cool.
Yes, it would be.
All right.
All right. Right on, right on, right on.
I think that'll do it for now.
That'll do, Alex. That'll do.
So a big thank you to everyone who was here. I did write it down. Overseer, Sarah May, Redneck, Hanoma, Corey. Corey was here for one comment.
One comment.
Big Red, thank you.
Yeah.
Mark, Brody, Frank. Frank was here for one comment as well. He usually listens to us when he's at his job. So Frank, thank you very much. Do another Saturday night at the campfire stream, Frank, and I'll try and be there. Trevor and Wade, thank you for the likes on Facebook. Kelly and Kim, the order giver.
Right.
It was exhausting pretending to shop all day. Yeah, I agree. I just thinking about doing that. Yeah.
He's so tiresome. Just cool.
They can just walk out the door. Yeah, that sucks that you can't, tase them and stuff.
Yeah, I tase him.
Beat them down. We'll be back. Wait a minute. When is Cornfest anyway?
2 weeks. 11 days.
The 26th is a Friday.
That is when we're playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trevor, thank you for watching and not commenting until the end. Speaking of that, I wonder if Really is going to pop in. 1, 2, 3. Nope, you're too late, Really. Maybe next time, but at least we're thinking of you. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Sarah. We'll be back next Monday, of course. You got any parting words for the good people?